And welcome to Power Prep Sports. Stan and the coach coming to you again tonight. We have all kind of things to talk about tonight, and also joining me as usual. You know him, the original, the only one, the coach with the most, Coach Greg Ennis. Coach, it looks like you're in your Bigfoot hunting or something tonight. I don't know what you're doing. It looks like you're in your car.
We are. We're out Bigfoot hunting.
Well, once again, Stevie right there on the harps, bringing you in right there. It's spring break in my books. I know you've already had spring break. Who you got in the car with you?
I'm right now. I'm by myself. We up here at Coon Ridge Tower, just kind of south of Evergreen on a Bigfoot hunt, a Bigfoot expedition.
Wow. Well, Stevie, how come you didn't get invited for that? Stevie just shrugged his shoulders. He's over there crying, Coach.
Well, he had to stay there and play the harp.
Yeah, well, he's the only one that can play it. And you know what? He's getting pretty good at it.
Not only that, I was about tired of having Funyun dust and Grapico all over my car, so I wouldn't let him in the truck anymore. And there's not any room, but we're out right now getting ready to go on an expedition to see if we can find the swamp ape, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
That's what she said.
Well, I tell you, it's been a spring break. I guess as you get older, they fly by a lot quicker than when I was younger, and there's always a big baseball happening right here. Had some great weather. There's a big tournament over in Opp, Alabama, the Butch Youmans Tournament, and we're going to have the head baseball coach of the Opp Bobcats, Coach Michael Cassady, join us here in just a minute. Stevie said he wanted to get the heart ready for him to bring him in. Let's see if we can do that. Stevie, you ready? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the head baseball coach at Opp, Coach Cassady.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, there you go, Stevie. That's perfect. That's perfect. Hey, I know we're going to call you a friend of the show, a family friend of the show, because you've been on here with us a few times. Let me swap you up, put you on the big screen right there. If no one can tell, if you're listening to podcast or on Facebook, that's a real Alabama football jersey hanging behind you, isn't it, Coach?
Yes, sir. It sure is.
You play a little ball up there at the university?
I dressed out a few times. I didn't play very much, but I was out there a little bit.
Well, if you practiced, you played.
4 years.
Right there. Well, hey, it's been a big week for you. The Butch Youmans Tournament sounds like Coach Ennis is
He's cooking something.
He's cooking with grease there on the Bigfoot expedition. But big tournament you had this week. A lot of competitiveness. Really 1 through 6A. Kind of tell us how that tournament, how did the Butch Youmans Tournament really? How did that start out? And give us a little history there, and kind of tell us go into how things went this week.
This is the 9th year that we started this Butch Youmans Spring Break Tournament, and it was in honor of Mr. Butch Spencer, who also played played all 3 sports here at Opp High School. I went to him whenever his dad passed away of a 18-month battle with pancreatic cancer, and just wanted to do something for him and his family and show them how much they meant to us, because he was, he coached Little League, he umpired Little League. He worked with so many kids at op, and not just from around op, but all the ones that played through our regular youth leagues. And he done stuff for the baseball program, the softball program, and he just meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to our community. And so I just went to Spencer and asked him in honor of him, would he mind if we was to name this tournament that we were having, for him. And man, each year it has gotten bigger and bigger. It started out probably 6 teams at one time, and it went to 6 to maybe 8. And we had 12 teams this past Monday and Tuesday.
Coach Ennis. Coach Ennis got lost in translation there, I think. Well, I mean, Coach, do you have to be invited? Or you got a lotto ticket, or how do you get in this tournament?
No, just we'll call a lot of times some teams will call us. Like this year, you follow us 6A. They heard about it and they actually called and asked if we had some room for us, and we did at the time. And so we've got 1As all the way up to 6As that came this Monday and Tuesday. Just to mention them, the 1As, Kinston that came, Laverne 2A, Strawn 4A, Clark County was a 2A, Providence Christian 3A, New Broughton 3A, Geneva 4A, Greenville 5A, WS Neal, I believe they're a 4A right now, and the last team, which was Eufaula 6A. So just a wide variety of teams. And, every year when the tournament's over, I'll text those coaches and just say, hey, if you want to come back, Clark County, they probably travel the farthest, but they want to come back every year. And, I'll text them, and the ones that reply back and they want to come, we'll pencil them in. And then if there's some that, the spring break doesn't work out where they can't come, we'll call and see if somebody else is interested in coming themselves.
Well, I'll tell you that says a lot about your tournament. You got Clark County, that over 2-hour travel just to get over this way. Because there are a lot of tournaments, and some you have to be, selected or invited to. And I would say, just from the schools that you've listed and the ones that's been there in the past, that this is probably one of the biggest tournaments during this time of the season.
It is. It's been a real, we play a single game on Monday, and the teams are guaranteed a doubleheader on Tuesday. And, it's just a good time for us where it is in our season. And then we give them a few days off, for rest, because, we've played 20 games already. And it's a good time to have a little break and get ready, for the end part of the regular season, and then to gear off for the playoffs, starting up. So, they'll come back, the kids will come back refreshed and ready to go. And the coaches as well. We need a break because, Stan, we was up there yesterday morning. We got there at 7:15, 7:30, and the 5 coaches and some of our concession stand help and gate workers, and we left the field at 12:05 a.m. So a lot of time and efforts put into it, and my coaches and just all the people with the help with the grilling and in the concession stand, taking up money. The middle school, we asked the middle school players and the JV players to work that tournament as well, and they help us with raking the bullpens, getting foul balls, raking the fields, just any kind of maintenance they can do. And it takes a team effort for all of us to do that. And man, I tell you, I was blessed this week, with a lot of great help, and it was really, beneficial in the success that we had in this tournament.
Well, you kind of got a luxury there to have 2 fields that you can play on. There at what I used to call, maybe still be called the old Babe Ruth field.
That's exactly right.
And the field that y'all play on now, is relatively new. That used to just be an old dust bowl down there with a 3-foot high fence. And look at it now. I mean, look behind me right here.
Right.
I'm sitting here right here in front of
That's it.
y'all call it the Chuck.
Yeah.
At Merchants Field, and it's a sight to be seen. I mean, the grass is always perfect and everything's clean, and the crews that do that work, they do an exceptional job with it.
Yeah, I tell you, I've had 2 or 3 parents this year that have really done a great job of coming out there and helping on this field, and then Willie's Edwards, Park and Rec director, and his staff. They worked every game on Monday and every game on Monday and Tuesday. And Michael Walsh and Andy Cox and Chris Day, all those guys come out there, and they were there before we were in the mornings getting those fields ready. And I tell you, like I said, I'm blessed with some great parents, and and they got the fields ready for us, and and it helped out a lot.
Now, is the field on top? Didn't they back the fences up a little bit there? What's the?
I'm not sure if they did or not. I don't know how much further they can back it because of the wood line they got back there.
It used to be just a good fly ball. You could get one out of left and right. I think it was about 285, 290 something in left and right down the lines, and it was maybe
330 or 340.
Yeah, 330 or 340 there in center field. So I imagine there was some bombs hit this week.
Yeah, they was. We didn't have a whole lot many on Merchants Field. One of my kids hit one Monday night, and it was dead center, and it's 370.
Little poke there.
Yes, but there was some hit up there on that top field as well. Because like you said, fly ball. You get a real high fly ball. The way the wind was blowing Monday and Tuesday, it was a lot of them going out.
Well, I kind of tell you about Coach Ennis. Something happened. They jumped out. Well, they jumped out. They spotted Bigfoot, so he had to drop out here for just a minute. So I don't know if he's coming back or not. He said he's fighting Bigfoot to get service.
All right.
Of course, he's riding around in his car around Gant, so I don't imagine Buzz broadband is not wireless. So
yeah.
But well, Coach, shifting gears, you got a little break here. I know right now you're sitting real good for your area. Got Goshen left?
That's right. We're 16-4. We've won 14 in a row, Stan. Got a little win streak right now. The 4 losses we've had are been all 5As. Elmore County, Shelby County, Hopeville, and Headland. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Shelby County and Hopeville was ranked 1 and 2 at one time in 5A. So, we've played a really tough schedule this year just to get us ready for playoffs and hopefully have a chance to win the area. And we start next week back with our last area set, which is Goshen. We've played Pike County and New Broughton already and beat them both games. And so I got to finish up with Goshen in the last area set then. And the last week, I don't know if you've seen our schedule. We go down to UMS, and then we got Slocum at home, and then we got Andalusia, and then I got a doubleheader with GW Long. I don't know if you've ever heard of GW Long, but they're pretty good in baseball as well.
They are. They've won a few games over there in Skipperville. UMS Wright's won a few games over there.
All 4 of those teams I'm playing has won a bunch of games.
Yeah, and I think y'all beat Andalusia earlier in the season, correct?
We did. It was a really, really good game, back and forth. And it was, 10-11 or 10-9, something like that. Like it was a 1-run game.
But that's always a big game just right up the road there. And I know, you didn't put any cupcakes there to kind of coast into the playoffs. There, you're gonna have to be on your toes every day.
I know.
When they throw out a pitch. Well, also, Coach, I want to congratulate you. 250 wins.
I
Okay,
appreciate
right
it.
there, 250 wins. I don't care what sport you coach or whatever. That is a milestone right there because that means that you've been doing it for a while and that you've been successful.
Well, nothing to me now, Stan. I've been fortunate. I've had some really good coaches alongside me. I kid around with, Juan Johnson was, he was my assistant my first year, and he texted me and congratulated him, and he said, I believe I was a part of the very first one. And I said, you sure was. You was part of about 24 that year. Because he started with me in 2010 and with a really good group. And yeah, he was. And then David Buckaloo, who also was with me for, I guess, 8 or 9 or 10 years. Really, really good friend of mine. And I tell you, he was a great asset to our program and, just as a coach and in the community. But also I've had Josh Kaiser, Brian Jones, Will K. Mack, the guys that's with me right now, Cam Pierce, Josh Thompson, who was on that 2010 team, is my outfielders coach, Robbie Ross and Greg Taylor. So a lot of that credit goes to them, and a lot of it goes to all those players from 2010 to 2022 right now. Because I've had some really, really good players, and a lot of them moved on and played after high school.
Well, and I don't think you did it this year. You always used to have an alumni game. I know that was a big thing for those guys back then because they always want a little bragging rights. Who was a better team, what year, and all that stuff. Y'all still looking at doing some of that?
The 2010 and 2014 team, they always would go back and forth about who the best was and this and that. But we're going to have one this year. We're going to do it at the end. But they've got a little old, Stan, and they don't want to play a baseball game. They want to play a slow pitch softball game. So,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'd have anybody that could last out there over an inning, throwing overhanded right now. So,
they might have to play wiffle ball.
So they wanted me to try to get alumni softball game up. So I told them when the season was over, we'd do that.
Now, I imagine they'd all turn out for that,
Oh, yeah.
They'd have their $400 bats and their.
That's right. They probably have some pretty uniforms too on some.
Yeah, they have some travel ball uniforms.
That's right.
You might have to give a ring out to the winning team. Everybody gets a ring. They can get their picture made, show it to everybody.
That's right.
Now, we touched on at the beginning of the show there that Alabama played at this university, and I don't care if you played one snap or you played them all, but you put your time and years in out there with football. Now, you've coached football, you've probably coached basketball, you probably coached a number of 24 years of being in education. What sport have you not coached?
I've coached football 23 out of 24 years since I've been at Op. No longer coaching football anymore, but I've been the head basketball coach for the past. Before I did baseball, I was a head basketball coach for 8 years, so I did that. And when Shane Wazen hired me, I was the JV baseball coach for probably 2 or 3 years when I first started. So did a little bit of all of it.
Well,
enjoy all of it. I always still do.
Now, to have that longevity in one place, you've worked with some good and some great head football coaches.
Oh, man, I have. Sure have.
Who all have you worked with?
Shane Wazen hired me here. And then after Shane took over, Shane left, and Jeff Rhodes was the next head coach. Then Johnny Wood, After Johnny Wood was Jack Wiggum, and Jack was here for, I think, 8 years.
He was there a while.
Coach Wood let me be the first time I was be a coordinator. So when Johnny was here, I was defensive coordinator for his 2 years, and then Jack, whenever Jack got here, I was defensive coordinator during his 8 years, 6 of the years, and offensive coordinator for 2 of them. And then Brent Hill came after Jack, and I stayed on defensive coordinator for I think Brent was here 7 years, maybe, might have been 8 too, because he was here for a little while as well. But I was defensive coordinator for about 5 or 6 of those years, and then Mike DeBose came after that. And Mike DeBose is the head coach right now.
Okay. Now, he was an assistant coach while you were playing up there.
He was. Coach Stallings was the head coach. My 4 years I was there from 93 to 96. Coach Stallings' last year was also my senior year. And whenever Coach Stallings got out, Mike DeBose got the job.
Okay. You think since you played for him up there at Alabama, he'd keep you on there at op, but
yeah, you're right.
But you know what I know. But anyway, well, here's the thing that a lot of folks usually don't know. What do you teach at all?
I've taught PE, I've taught driver's ed, I've taught health. I have taught, we got weightlifting classes in the fall that I teach for the non-football athletes, which is, I have tennis guys in there, cross country guys in there, track guys in there, baseball, basketball. I'll have those in the fall. At one time, I taught an officiating class. We did that for about 3 or 4 years. So that's what I've taught since I've been at the high school.
Well, that is funny you said that. I was going to segue into your other roles and titles. I know this keeps you young. Your knees have got to be in great shape right now. If I had to run up and down the basketball floor and all that kind of stuff, I know you officiate basketball and you do baseball, but it's not as easy as it looks, is it?
I tell you, my back is right now is what's killing me, Stan. It's not so much my knees, it's my back. But it is. I enjoy it. I really do. And it looks like I get a chance to officiate some football this year as well. So, but I'll, basketball I really do enjoy. I couldn't tell you how many. I think I counted one time I did over 100 games in basketball this past season. But, I do baseball, but most of the time when I do baseball, it's, either on the weekends and travel ball in the summer and all that. But, I just enjoy it, and it provides for my family as well. I got $2 that, one's at college now, so on a cheer scholarship. And then one that's at the high school now, it's a 10th grader. And, cheer is expensive. And then my son is a 11-year-old in the 5th grade right now at op. So,
yeah, and he's going to be expensive too, because, when he gets 16, you're going to give him a brand new truck and, all that good stuff.
He might be using my truck, and I might get a brand new truck.
Yeah, that's why it needs to work out.
That's right.
Well, with that officiating, why is it now? And I know the answer. Just want you to tell everybody, why is it difficult to get people to want to officiate?
They don't want to do it. They want the money. They want to make it. They just don't want to go and do it. Right now, I think we've got 19 umpires in our, Covenant County Umpires Association. But Stan, I'll tell you, there's not very many that's under the age of 30, and there's a lot that's over the age of 40. It's just,
well, you got to have what I call common sense. You got to have a good common sense and a little thick skin. And, folks, they go into the ballpark, and that's what they're going to do. They're going, you know, they're going to holler at the umpire or the official or whatever. And
Oh, I heard. Let me give you just an example. I heard one yesterday. The plate on the baseball field stand. The plate. Where's the plate at? Is it in foul ground or fair ground?
the plate, that will be in foul territory, correct?
No, the plate.
The plate,
The plate. Yeah,
that's part of the
that's
field.
part of the field because
Yeah, just like first and second. And
right when
third.
you come around third, you touch the plate.
Yes.
And so it's in fair territory. And I hear the ball. We hit a ball and it hits the plate and it dribbles out there. So we got a fair ball. And I couldn't tell you how many, kids and family and parents and fans yelling, it hit the plate, it's foul. And I'm like, the plate hadn't moved. It's always in fair territory. You can hit a ball and it hits the plate and it's going to land right there on the plate. And that ball's still fair. And so anyway, it's just you hear those things and that's fans sometimes, but we wish we did have a lot more. We need umpires and referees and officials from the ages of 18 to 30. Because I'm afraid whenever these people that's from 30 and up gets out, it's going to be trouble, finding people to officiate their games.
Yeah,
We had problems this year.
Yeah, you have to borrow officials from other associations. And,
that's right. We've had to do that this year.
You may have to move games up or ask schools to move games around. I've noticed that this spring with softball and baseball, but it's really, you got to have a calling. It's got something that you enjoy because it can be fun. And to me, the best official is the one you don't know that's out there.
You don't want to be seen or heard. That's exactly right.
And you got some folks, that's the only reason they're out there. They want to be seen and they want to be heard.
We got some of them too.
So you take the good with the bad and all that goes with it. Well, Coach, you got anything else? You got a funny story or anything like that?
Man, I wish if you'd told me this beforehand, I could have come up with a good one. I'm not good at coming up with stuff right off the fly.
Well, I can tell you that we've done 3rd and 3 with you before with football, and we have I can't remember what I call it. 3 strikes and you're out. I think that's what it was. We're going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
If you didn't know this, which we had the head football coach at Goshen, Don Moore, they're having a fundraiser Friday night. They're having professional wrestling.
Oh, man.
It's going to be in Goshen.
I bet you I know one person that'll be there.
Yeah.
Trip Norris will be there.
Trip Norris, the Star Spangled Assassin with the flame or whatever.
Just the wrestler 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's both of them put together. He loves that wrestling. But I don't know if you remember, if you watched it growing up in your younger days, you remember Action Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I remember all them.
He wrestled in Dothan and there. He is wrestling Friday night.
How old is he?
72 years old.
Yeah, gracious.
I saw a picture of him. I said, how'd I get that old man in the ring? But he was flying off the top rope.
His back's in a lot better shape than mine, man.
He is.
I can't get off my bed.
He looked like he may have weighed $107, and he had one of them, wrestling singlets on like he's going to go wrestle in the 104-pound division in the state meet. And I think I'm going to take my younger boys up there to Goshen Friday night, and they're even having an autograph session before it gets started, and may get a lucha libre or somebody up there to get us an autograph, maybe wear a mask, or
that'd be fun.
Well, here's first pitch right here, and we're just gonna stay with wrestling. It's a safe safe topic. That way I'm not getting off and wanting to throw stuff at people or anything like that, or talk about other things that we don't need to just hash up.
Like maybe what's been going on the last few days.
Yeah, stuff like that. What they were hoping for.
That's right.
Is that it would go away, but I don't think it will. But hey, before I ask these, what about them 3 signs over in Op now? Y'all got 3 pretty signs.
They are now. Mayor, Miss Becky. I saw the first one on Facebook. Not that I, believe everything I see on Facebook, but I did see that, and that was beautiful. Those signs are, they light up at night. They are beautiful.
Now I did. I think I read somewhere on the old Facebook that. I read "Scared Money Don't Make Money," and also read that you could get out of the car and go get your picture made at the sign.
Yes, you can. I think. Well, I know on one of them. I think one of them you can't. But I think on one of them you can.
Okay. Well, may have to take the boys over there before the wrestling match on the way to Goshen. But here's the first pitch, Coach.
All right.
Growing up, he's watching Southeastern Championship Wrestling or over there at Mess out of Dothan. Who did you want to be like?
Bullet Bob.
Bullet Bob Armstrong. The Georgia Jawjacker. He was one of my favorite ones too, and he put that mask on. He'd come out as the Bullet. Then 2 weeks later, he'd be Bob Armstrong, like you couldn't tell.
Well, he'd have those loser leave town matches, and he'd lose as Bob Armstrong. Well, then he'd come back with that mask on, and then he was Bullet. So it was like.
Do you remember? Coach Ennis didn't remember this. The Junkyard Dog Norvell Austin.
I remember Junkyard Dog. I didn't know.
See, he couldn't remember that. There's 2 of them. So I told him to go YouTube it. You got that one that was in the WWE, the probably more famous one that had Thump on his britches right there. Well, Norvell, he would get in the ring and he would do his shoulders and dance, and he wasn't quite as popular as.
I had to go back and check him out then.
Yeah. And I can't tell you how to spell Norvell. Okay, second pitch, Coach.
All right.
If you were forming a tag team, who would you take in the ring with you?
Shawn Michaels. Oh, I got a choice?
Well, it can't be a professional wrestler.
Okay.
Who are you going to take off the mean streets of Op? Who are you taking with you?
Bubba Nall right now.
Nall, right there. He's the baby-faced assassin right there. Now, what would be the name of your tag team?
Well, I can't say Rock and Roll Express because they're already used. I guess I had to come up with one. Would
Brian Jones be y'all's manager?
We could have a 3-peat, I guess.
Yeah. Loser leave town.
Yeah.
All right. What's your tag team name? Put you on the spot.
Well, I'm from Forella. He used to coach at Forella. So I guess we could be the Wildcat Express.
All right. The Wildcat Express. Betty's Fireworks. More bang for your buck.
Best bang in town.
Yeah. That could be your finishing move, the bang. Right there. All right. Here's the last one. Third pitch. If you and Bubba, tag team champions. What was that? Did you hear that? That might have been Coach Ennis trying to get back on. I don't know. No, I'm going to change it.
Might be a good reason why he ain't on right now.
Well, I mean, we skirting around the subject. On your farewell tour, in your wrestling match, what team, what two wrestlers would you want your last match to be against?
Real wrestlers?
Yeah, I know the two I would put you against, but they ain't real wrestlers.
I'd love, I guess.
It could be anybody from any era.
I got three really.
Cheddar Bob and
I'm a Sting fan, a Shawn Michaels fan, and a Ric Flair fan.
well, hey, that way right there, you get Bubba and Jones, and y'all do a six-man.
There you go. I'll put it with the 3-on-3.
Right there. We end up there with Sting, Shawn Michaels, and who was
Ric
the third
Flair.
one?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Woo!
My shoes cost more than your house.
Yeah, he probably do. He ain't got no money now. He's selling potted meat or something. Well, Coach, I tell you, it's been good to talk to you. We talked to you a few months back, and I knew you was gonna have you a jam up season when I talked to you then. And I know a lot of things have happened with you in the past week, in some other areas, but you know what? I think you're gonna be all right.
We're gonna keep grinding and moving on, Stan.
That's right. You're gonna keep grinding and moving on, and you keep doing what you're doing because it's always. I can tell by the way that you have touched the kids in the community of Iowa that they love you and they respect you, and you do the same as well. I mean, you don't stay in this business as long as you have if you don't love it. And
well, I'd like to say this. I am proud that I know the kids that I'm coaching in baseball. I know that I'm trying to make them be better fathers, better husbands, and better men when they graduate out of high school. I can tell you that. And I feel like as a coach, that's what I want to instill to them. I don't care about the wins, don't care about the losses. And I'm trying to instill them to be a better husband, a better man, and somebody that can go show up for work, be there on time, and do their job. And that's what I'm trying to do for my program.
well, and you can tell that that's what you're trying to do. Well, listen, I don't know. I guess Coach Ennis found.
He might be skinning him right now.
If he did, I don't know what happened. He may have run his. I don't know what he was riding in, like an SUV in the ditch when he had to get out. And
my wife said Bigfoot might have got him.
Well, it may have. They might be. Who knows? You can't never tell about Coach Ennis. But listen, hey, good luck on the rest of your season. And who knows if you getting that deep in that playoffs like you normally do.
Bring the old jacket out.
You're going to let me know because I got it in storage right now.
All right.
I think the last kid that wore that was
Logan Ross, who's pitching and playing at Troy right now.
Yeah. See what that jacket got him? It got him all the way to Troy. And you know who picked out that style of jacket? Johnny Grimes.
Johnny Grimes.
Coach Johnny Grimes.
Right there.
Right there. That was his jacket pick right there. He looked like part of the Malachi twins off of Happy Days or something, coming through. And we used to think those jackets were cool.
Right.
Now you look like an idiot, I'm wearing it. But I'm just happy I can at least get it on somewhat. May not button it, but we can get it on. But hey, listen, seriously, good luck and everything. And I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate Stan. I appreciate Greg and Power Prep Sports. Thank y'all.
All right. Hey, and once Bobcat, always Bobcat, through the good and the bad.
That's right.
Well, folks, that's it. I'm gonna wind it up right here. Coach Ennis has spotted Bigfoot. I think he's got one down in a bear trap. I'm gonna have to ride up there to Gant, see if I can help him. Stevie's ready to go. He's got the Funyuns and the Grapico ready to go. That's one in a row. We're going to be back with you again next week after spring break is over, and we'll see you then.